Hello everyone, welcome back to the Geek Blend and another episode of the Cantina, but I'm going to call this the Cantina Special Report, because we're going to talk about a seasonal beer that was just released that is steadily becoming unavailable because they're being sold out everywhere, and that's why we're going to talk about it, because if it is distributed nationwide, so if you want to find this beer, you might want to start looking now. I've been talking to some distributors and some people who work in liquor stores. It says availability until February for the seasonal, but I'm hearing that that's not going to be the case, that it might be a lot shorter than that, like November. So what are we talking about today? Why is this a special episode of the Cantina that I wanted to talk to you guys about? Well, we're talking about the Yuengling Hershey's Porter. This is one of the most sought after beers in the country right now. I found quite a bit of it actually at one of my local liquor stores and then at my local Meijer. And then you get on their beer finder right now and it doesn't show anywhere in my city or surrounding areas that currently has it. Yes, Yuengling has a beer finder. I'm going to put it down below in the description so you guys can go look and see if it's in your area. But they say on the beer finder, if you're looking for this, the numbers are not actually updating properly. So to maybe call and check where you're looking to find this beer. So I would urge you guys, if this is something you guys want to find, you might want to call like your local liquor store, your local grocery store, whoever carries Yuengling, which is basically everybody. Like Walmart carries Yuengling, I believe, Meijer, I think Target does as well. But, you know, you're going to be able to find it pretty much everywhere you can go. And, of course, you can find it also at your local liquor store. But I wanted to talk about this beer. We're going to taste it on camera, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. I first discovered this beer last New Year's, actually. Went to a local restaurant. They actually had it on draft. It was only supposed to be a draft, like, seasonal thing for a very short time. They did not do a lot of kegs of it. So once the restaurants were out of kegs, they would get maybe one or two more, and then they were gone again. It was one of those things that it was so popular, people were hunting for it, actively hunting for it. Like I would call a local restaurant, they'd be like, yeah, we don't have that. And everybody, you're like the fifth person that's called today. I mean, it was very, very sought after. Hershey's collaborated with Yuengling on this to make a chocolate porter, and you can tell. You can taste the Hershey's, that's for sure. So I'm going to read the website here and a little bit of the description of this beer, and then we'll crack it open and we'll taste it. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and Hershey, America's most iconic chocolate, are collaborating for the first time in their history to provide a once-in-a-lifetime creation for their loyal fans to enjoy. America loves beer and America loves chocolate, so Yuengling and Hershey joined forces to bring the best of both worlds to their fans with a limited edition Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter. This collaboration gives consumers the opportunity to savor and indulge in the unique beer from America's oldest brewery and America's most beloved chocolate brand. Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter is a fresh take on Yuengling's 200-year-old dark brewed porter. Don't miss your chance to enjoy for a limited time only America's #1 craft brewery, Yuengling, come together with America's most iconic chocolate brand Hershey's for their first ever collaboration, Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter. It is 4.7% alcohol by volume. There really isn't a lot on the bottle to tell you what is in it. The ABV I don't think is even on the bottle as well. No, it's not. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. This is an old brewery here in the States. Yuengling is a good beer. I do enjoy Yuengling. I like the light beer as well. For a while, my state did not have Yuengling. I would go out of state, like to Florida for vacation or down south to other states, and there would be Yuengling everywhere. So I would buy some to bring back with me because you couldn't find it here in my state. We didn't get it. Just a couple years ago, they started distributing in the state, and ever since then, it's been exploding. Like people love Yuengling. They love the black and tan. Right? I mean, they've got a ton of beers. Like, let's go through some of their beers. Of course, they got the Hershey's Chocolate Porter. They have a Flight, which is like their low-calorie thing. Yeah. They have a Golden Pilsner, which I've not had yet. They have the traditional lager, which I really enjoy. They have the Yuengling Light. They have the Yuengling Black and Tan, which I do enjoy as well. I've never had their regular porter. I've never had their Chesterfield Ale. I've never had their premium. I've never had their Oktoberfest. I didn't get a chance to grab their Oktoberfest when it just came out recently. I kind of was hunting for pumpkin beers, and I lost sight of that, which is one of the things I actually wanted to try. I did not get around to finding it, and I can't find it anywhere anymore. It's basically gone. Now they're moving to the Hershey's Chocolate Porter. Now they're saying that this beer is available October to February. But like I said, I'm hearing otherwise from people that are connected with distributors, and they're saying it's probably not going to be that much longer because of the high demand of the beer and how much they are having to produce of this beer. So with that being said, you know, this is the Cantina. We drink beer on the Cantina, so let's drink this thing. Jason has this as well. Jason was not able to come over this past Thursday to record episodes of the Cantina, so some of the pumpkin stuff you're going to see the beginning of the week this week is just going to be me trying them myself. Jason will be back hopefully this Thursday for more episodes of the Cantina, more pumpkin beer reviews as well. Hope you guys are enjoying all the content during the 31 days of Halloween, but I decided I wanted to make this beer review because of how popular this beer is and how much it's selling out right now, so I can let you guys know about this beer and give you a chance to hopefully find it in your area. So let's go ahead and crack it open. And I had it today out of a bottle, just out of the bottle. I didn't put it in a can, or I didn't put it in a glass. And let me tell you this, it tastes way better out of a glass when it's kind of opened up and it can breathe a little bit. So let's pour it here on camera. It is very thick, and it almost looks like chocolate. It almost looks like you're pouring chocolate into this. It's not super thick like a stout, it's not overly thick. But as you can see, the color on it, it's very dark. There's the head. Dissipates really quickly. Let's get into the aroma. You can definitely kind of get hints of that porter, but then right away, you get the Hershey's chocolate smell. When I had one of these the other day, just out of the bottle, you can't smell the chocolate as much and you can't taste it as much until the aftertaste. But when you put it in a glass, like I just did, and I'm going to let it breathe for a minute while I look up something, it is much better, and I will tell people this till I'm blue in the face. If you buy a really nice beer that you really want to enjoy, put it in a glass, let it open up, let it breathe. I know that sounds like, oh, he sounds like a snobby dude, wine guy. That's what wine people talk about. They all talk about letting the wine open up and breathe, but I've found the same way with beer. I've had an IPA last year out of the can. Did not like it at all. I thought it was just not the best taste, not best flavor. A week later, I had another one left over. I put it in a glass, and I loved it. It was much better after I put it in the glass, after it opened up and kind of was able to breathe a little bit. So that does actually make a difference. I mean, people can say it doesn't, but it really does. Just give it a try with your favorite beer. Just I don't care what it is. Drink it out of the bottle, and then like an hour later, drink it out of the glass and tell me it's not something different. And it doesn't taste completely different. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with porters. I really don't. So we're going to go into a little bit of a detail on what a porter is, because I really don't know. So I figured we could learn together. A porter is a style of beer that was developed in London, England in the early 18th century. It was well hopped and dark in appearance due to the use of brown malt. So it's got more of a brown malt use to it. The name originated due to its popularity with street and river porters. The popularity of porter was significant, and it became the first beer style to be brewed across the world, and production had commenced in Ireland, North America, Sweden, and Russia by the end of the 18th century. The history of stout and porter are intertwined. The name stout, used for a dark beer, is believed to have come about because strong porters were marketed under such names as extra porter, double porter, and stout porter. The term stout porter would later be shortened to just stout. For example, Guinness Extra Stout was originally called Guinness Extra Superior Porter. It was only given the name Extra Stout in 1840. Today, however, there are not many distinctions between stouts and porters. The terms are used by different breweries almost interchangeably to describe dark beers, and the two styles have more in common than in distinction. In general, the porter is a top fermented beer that uses black or chocolate malts to create a beer that ranges in color from dark brown to almost black. The taste of a porter should be spicy, chocolatey, and be dominated by a distinctive dark malt or roasted grain flavor with a slight sweetness. So you're going to get that dark malt, like roasted grain scent as soon as you take a whiff of this thing. Like off the bat, you're going to get that almost, it's not coffee, it's that dark malt they use, like brown malts they use to actually make the porter, and with almost that like roasted grain that they're talking about. So that's porters, basically. I know that there's probably way better ways to talk about a porter, but I don't really know much about the darker beers. I've never been a huge fan of them. I will always try them. I am not a person who's a beer snob will say, I'll never try stout, I'll never try porter, I'll never try this. I'm always going to try something once. And I've found over the years, let's talk about like IPAs, pale ales. Originally, when I was told what they were, I was like, no way, don't even want to try it. Not even going to try it. Somebody eventually convinced me to try a pale ale. It was in a local brewery when I lived in Ohio. It was a restaurant brewery at the time. They brewed their own beer in the basement, and I'd been there for a while. I tried a pale ale for the first time. Not really a huge fan. I started drinking some lagers. I was actually drinking a lot of Stella at the time. And I started to drink more of it a little bit more because I had some friends I was with that liked the pale ales. Then I drank the pale ale. Then I discovered an IPA, what an India pale ale was. And over time, I started to get used to the taste, and I started to really, really enjoy a really good pale ale and a really good IPA. Now, over time, I think if I drink more porters and stouts, I'll probably like it more because the ones I've had that I've liked, I've enjoyed. I've only had a couple of stouts or porters that I didn't like, just because of how heavy they were. And speaking of stouts, I'm actually a huge fan of Guinness. I really enjoy Guinness, especially on draft. All that talking out of the way, all the rambling I just did, and all the history lessons we just learned, let's go ahead and taste this thing. And cheers, everyone. Hope you guys can find this. I did leave a link in the description, like I said, for the website, which has their beer locator on it. So I hope you do find this. Cheers. Immediately you're going to get that dark, malty, like roasted flavor like a porter has. But then right as that kicks in, you start to taste the chocolate. Now, the more you let it sit in your mouth afterwards, you're going to get more of that Hershey's chocolate aftertaste. And you're going to get that. It's going to almost taste like you had a Hershey's bar like 20 minutes ago, maybe 15 minutes ago. It's going to have that really good chocolate aftertaste in your mouth. It's a really, really good aftertaste. Good porter flavor as well. I actually do enjoy this beer quite a bit. Now, I will say that I did have it on draft, like I mentioned that earlier. And of course, it is better on draft, but anything that you drink is better on draft. Anything. But it's still really, really good, and I do highly recommend it. Definitely go thumbs up on this one. Like I said, I hope you guys can find this in your area. Have you heard of this beer? Have you heard people talk about this beer? Let me know down below in the comments. Have you had this beer before? What do you think of this beer? If you can find it after watching this episode of the Cantina, let me know that as well. I'd love to hear you guys tell me that, hey, I saw your review, I wanted to find it, I found it, and I drank it. And if you did, what'd you think of it? I want to know from you guys. I love hearing from you guys all the time. I love getting your comments. Even if I don't respond, I'm really enjoying you guys, commenting on my videos. On some I do comment on. I don't do it all the time because sometimes I'm not available to do that. I'm out in public and I don't want to be rude on the phone when I'm looking at comments, but it happens. That dark malt, like chocolatey, like dark chocolatey taste, and then that Hershey's chocolate taste comes right in. It's good. It is good. I really like it. Again, thumbs up. Recommend this one. Link down below for the website so you guys can find their beer. And like I said, if it's not updating properly, if it gives you a message saying that it might not be updating right, just call your local liquor stores, your grocery stores, wherever you're wanting to find it or where to look, and just try to find it yourself. Basically, like last week, I just called one of my local liquor stores. And I was like, "Hey, do you guys have any?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a ton of it sitting here. We just got it in." So it's still being distributed across the country. Some areas are getting it sooner than others. I've noticed on Facebook and some other avenues, like social media avenues, that I was seeing people have it like a week or two before I did, and it was still just being distributed. So if it's not in your area yet, it's slowly being rolled out. Like, go check out their Facebook page. They're continually talking about the beer and how much they're getting it out and how quickly they're having to get it out as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this special episode of the Cantina. I know it's just me, and it's just me blabbing on about stuff and giving you a stupid porter history lesson, but I hope you guys did enjoy the episode, and I do hope you guys can find this beer if you want to. And like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment down below. Did you find it? Did you like it? I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. And if you're new to the channel and you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button for more, and hit the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on everything we do here on the channel, including new episodes of the Cantina every Tuesday, and all the new videos we have released every day during the month of October for our 31 days of Halloween, which includes special episodes of the Cantina where we review all kinds of different pumpkin beers. Links in the description below for our social media, our Discord, and all the ways you guys can support the channel. Anything you guys can do to help the channel, we would really appreciate that. And our Patreon and our subscribers have $1 tiers, so if we can do $1 a month, that would really help us out quite a bit. And also, we do have channel memberships down on the channel. If you hit that join button for $1.99, you can become a member of the channel. You'll get loyalty badges next to your name in live streams, and then when you comment on a video, you'll also get custom emojis, and you'll get custom and exclusive video content from me on the community tab for members only. So check that out if you guys would like to. We'd appreciate that. I want to say thank you to all my current channel supporters, whether you are a patron, whether you've done your channel memberships. I appreciate you guys very much. All your names will be scrolling below, so thank you guys very much for all your support. I do appreciate it. Cheers. Really good beer. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jeff. This is the Geek Blend. And remember, if you geek about it, we speak about it. See you guys next time. Cheers.